Heyo, it's me, Harper Savage, and today I went to Joann's because I wanted to replace my gray Posca marker because it's not exactly close to me, so it took me a long time to get my hands on this. I also saw that they had a neon color that I didn't have yet, and I picked up what I thought was the one I was missing from my neon collection, and it's not. Spoilers, I already have this one. But then I saw something else. Something that nobody's talking about, at least in my feeds. Something that other companies are doing quite frequently. And it is brush tip paint markers. Now, I had no idea Posca came out with these. They're advertising like their skin tone set right now, as far as I've seen. And I haven't seen any advertising for these or anybody talking about these online. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be testing these out. Now, disclaimer at the beginning of the video, I don't have any other brush paint markers, so I don't know what to expect and I don't know what to compare it to. But let's get into it. Gotta unwrap them first. Ugh. I found it's easier to pull downward on the plastic than to do the twisting method because of these little butts they got on the end here. Alright, here's all the garbage, and here's an incomplete rainbow because they didn't have orange for some reason. So, let me go ahead and show you what they look like up close and all that. There's no purple either, I just realized. Anyways, those are some colors to add, Posca, right off the bat, if you're listening. So you still have a little shaky thing. It might be hard to hear, though, unless I'm talking. And the cap came off a couple times, and it's an actual real brush. It's not like a felt tip in the shape of a brush. Kinda crazy. Was not expecting that. Let me see if I can get it closer. Trying to pull some of the bristles out so you can see it better. I was not expecting that. I bought mine all individually for like the BOGO deal that Joann was having, so I don't have like package instructions. We just got what's on the barrel here. So I pulled out my cans and mixed media just because I don't want to splash paint everywhere in case this is a disaster. The oil's on this side because I'm using the back of another swatch page. So, and then after you're done shaking, you uncap it, and then you uncap this end too, and then you push. See if I can get a side view of it so you can see that's going down. I don't know if you hold it or if you repeatedly do it. I'm repeating it like how you pump the regular. There you see it's coming out. I'm holding it too, and it seems to be working. Actually gonna shake it a little bit again. Yeah, it came out. Just in case anyone was curious if the ink is going to stay on the pen or not when you shake it, it will splash. But let's go ahead and swatch it. Let me zoom in here first. Ready? Are we ready for this? Dry as fuck. Oh boy. So far, it is super dry. It could just be I didn't activate it long enough. Give it some more juice, and it's still pretty dry. So I'm just gonna go ahead and activate all of them and see if maybe they like need to sit a little bit before I should really be testing them. I'll be right back. Alright, as you can see, I had some accidents here. Good thing I had the paper out, am I right? It was with the two metallic ones because their ink is more than likely thinner because they have pearlescent sparkles in them. So something I want to know about these, if you are going to get these, whether or not you care about my review. So I suggest before you start pumping the end of them, you like break the bristles free of their like hairspray or glue, whatever they use to keep them in their shape during shipping and stuff. Because when I wasn't breaking them, the ink was like making drips around the brush and not going into the brush. Just a side note there. So we already swatched the red, but let's see if it has improved since it's been sitting here. And I think it has a little bit. So, you know, if you do get these, I would suggest activating it, shaking it again, let it sit, maybe. Okay, let's do yellow. Yellow is one of my least favorite colors of the rainbow. Just because it's so annoying to get it to blend with other colors that aren't orange, aka green. And when you put the cap back on, there is some like pushback, and I think that's just to seal it better so it doesn't dry out and make the brush all hard and stuff. So I am shaking these before I use them. And I am gonna do like a little pumping too. Just because they're so dry. So I think the pumping action might be a frequent thing. Ooh, the pink one's actually not coming out as bad as the others. So this is probably the point where I started to break all the bristle away from its like... This is white. Well, we could use it over one of these splotches here. See how opaque it is and not very. It looks actually pretty good on camera. It's really not that great though. See, the silver and the gold look really nice. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was expecting them to be like super transparent. They might be because I'm not using them on colored paper, but we'll see. We'll see. We actually have colored paper we can swatch these all on. So the first four colors felt pretty dry, but that was probably because I wasn't like breaking the bristles free. So I think time will help these ones as it did with the red. So I'm gonna get out the black paper and swatch it all on there too. All right, so I went ahead and I swatched both the brush and bullet tips just to see if there was any kind of difference between them. And I do feel like the bullet tips are a bit brighter, and I think that's just because the ink is more concentrated. It's definitely going to take 2 coats for both of them at least to be opaque enough on this black paper, but the silvers are completely different. This is what the silver looks like on black paper. I don't know if it's just my silver, but I've never liked the Posca silver marker, and I've only ever owned one because I don't like it. Because this is what it looks like. It looks like nothing. But the brush one, however, looks really good. So I don't know if maybe the formula has changed or maybe my marker's faulty. I don't know. Also, I want to take note here and say that the lighter colors like white and yellow did pick up some of the pigment that made the paper like dyed black, but it was super easy to get it out. It only took a few strokes to get the black out. This is silver. I was just seeing if it looked different on this paper, and not too much. But yeah, this is the white little swatch up here. It's hard to tell because it's white. So let's go ahead and do a blend test now on the white paper because I want to see if these are going to be easier to blend together than the bullet tips. Now, if you know anything about Posca markers, they don't exactly blend together that well. Like they do on non-paper surfaces, if that makes sense. Like I've had better luck blending them while they're still wet on wood surfaces, but not so much on paper. So I'm going to see if having a paintbrush is going to help with that. And I'm going to do 2 easy colors, which is the light blue and the dark blue. I would say it blends pretty nicely, like more than the bullet tips do. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the bullet tips, just so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about when it comes to like them actually blending together as paints. I'll keep working on it to see if it will eventually blend, because right now it's just covering each other up and pushing each other away. It's not really blending. Okay, so I'm giving up on this. Just because I don't want it to ruin my markers. It's tearing the paper up already. So I tried circular motion, I tried up and down motion. I could not get these two to blend as nice as the brushes did. So now I'm gonna see if it covers up other things, like if you can use the back of a page that you normally wouldn't be able to because of bleed through and stuff. So I have this bleed sheet and tester sheet that I had in my little sketchbook there. of Sharpies, and we're gonna see if we can get the colors to cover up potentially. I'll use like a completely different color than what I'm gonna cover up, just to see if it'll work. It's a little transparent, but you know, that's nothing a second coat can't handle. I want to see the white though. I think the white has potential to eventually cover things up. Just so you can see it without any glare. That's what it looks like. They're a little transparent, but again, for regular Poscas, you gotta do 2 coats too, so why would this be any different? Alright, with all the knowledge we have, let's go ahead and create some art with these brush markers. Alright, it is a little hard to tell, but I did like a little bit of a cloud guy thing, and I have some washi tape around. It's purple, but it's one of those color shift ones to, you know, have a nice frame around it when we're all done. So I'm gonna get started on that now. Here it is all peeled and dried. Let me lead it up so you can see what the gold looks like. It's a little bit transparent. So I will state my complaints now. So my artwork here is actually pretty simple, and that is because I feel like there's not enough colors here. We're already down by 2 colors, okay? We don't have orange or purple. But Posca as a whole doesn't have enough colors in my opinion, in general, like the whole brand. Also, I did not like the activating process. Like, the shaking is annoying at first, but you don't have to do it quite as often as the pumping. And the pumping I was just frequently doing, you know, even after I activated them. And it's really not great for people who have like carpal tunnel or arthritis. Like, if you have regular Poscas, it might not be so bad, but these ones are a bit much because we gotta pump the end. So after a while, I was kind of just like holding it at the end of the barrel here, and so I could pump it quicker, because not only is it like a hassle because the brushes seem really dry, it the paint itself dries really fast too. And I think that's because Posca didn't really change their formula that much, if at all, for these brush pens. So one of the pros of the brush pens are they are the same exact colors that appear in their regular line. I think their silver is actually better, but I think maybe my marker is faulty, but let me know. Another thing is, I do like how thin they are. Because I do feel like some brush markers are kind of thick to hold. So that's, like, in my opinion, I like that they're thin like this. They also have the names on them, which Posca typically does. And I do feel like their colors are very accurate to the cap colors, but that again is another statement in whole about Posca, not necessarily about just the brushes. I'm really trying to pull out some pros here for you guys. It's just a little bit difficult because I don't feel like these are the best. Overall, what do I think these are marketed for, or what should they be marketed for? And I think it's probably touch-ups. Like, I don't think you're gonna get a whole painting out of using these Posca markers. I struggled to make this, and this is like, how big is this? This is 5.5 by 8.5 inches. It's not very big. So don't expect to do huge pieces with these and only using them. I think maybe if you are like really into acrylic paintings and stuff and you travel a lot, maybe you could use these, but I would not say that they're for a full piece. I can't really recall how much they were, but I know that I got them for a buy one get one 50% off deal, so it'll probably average out to whatever Amazon is pricing them out as for the full set, or what I'm assuming is the full set, because I'm not convinced that they don't have orange or purple. It's just my store didn't sell them for some reason. But I think that's going to be it for me today. If you want to check out another paint marker video, go ahead and tap the thumbnail here. If you want to catch up on anything you missed, you can go ahead and tap the thumbnail here. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to do all the cool YouTube-y things of comment, liking, subscribing, and turning on that notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!